Jay here. Today's beer review will be on. What's happening, YouTube? Tonight's beer review is going to be on Flying Dog's Garde Dog, which is a Biere de Garde. I was excited as could be to find this beer. I've never had it before. Biere de Gardes are a rare style in the United States. I don't see a whole lot of them. There's a few floating out there, just not really familiar with the style or anything about it. It's a French beer. You know, people of France are more known for their wine than their beer. But they did make beer too. Anyway, Biere de Garde roughly translates to beer for storage. And the style came about, the local farmers would brew this beer in the late winter, early spring, and it was strong enough that it would keep in their cellars until summer and late fall, which they would use it to pay their workers on the farm. Now, I was really excited, like I said, to find this beer and to get to try something new and a new style that I'm not wholly familiar with. And doing my research for the clone recipe, I found out this is a wheat beer. Now, rarely do I like a wheat beer. I'm not a big fan of the clove and banana flavors that often get imparted in wheat beers due to the yeast activity and how they ferment wheat. I'm hoping it's well hidden in this beer. Some beers it is. Most beers they try to emphasize it if they put wheat in it, and it's blatantly obvious and in your face. So that being said, because it's a wheat beer, I doubt I'll put up a clone recipe for it because I really don't know enough about wheat beers to be able to write a recipe that would even come close to guessing it. I will tell you later what's in it. According to Flying Dog's website, they do give you a pretty good idea of how they make this beer. So anyway, with that being said, let's crack this open and see if it is any good. Now, it's a wee bit heavy on its carbonation. Like I said, I'm no expert on a Biere de Garde style. If you can see, let me see if I can't move my hand, get that a little better. There's a lot of bubbling going on in there. Really heavy on a carbonation, poured to a really nice big head. I didn't get the full beer in the glass yet. So let's take the time to tell you what Flying Dog says is in their beer. It's 5.5 alcohol by volume, and it's rated at 27 IBUs. And according to the style charts for a Biere de Garde, that should be mostly bittering. There shouldn't be a whole lot of aroma or flavor hops to this beer. So most of your hops would be front loaded. My guess would be probably Chinook or Pride or Ringwood. And maybe Glacier hops would be good hop choices for this style of beer. They also say that they use Pilsner malt and Belgian biscuit, rye, flaked wheat, and white wheat malt. So if you know a little bit about wheat beers, I mean, that's what they're telling you is in it. Good place to start. You know, run it through whatever beer calculating software you use. Personally, I use hbd.org. The beer reciprocator, I find it works pretty good. Try to get a little bit more in here now, see if we can't get this bottle in. And we got enough of it there. We'll give it a smell, see how it is. They're not hiding the fact that it's a wheat beer. There's definitely a clove note, along with a slight hop note, not much. It's a grassier hop, kind of an earthy smell. There's a caramel note, a nice sweet note in there as well, but it's really overpowered by the clove. That's the first thing that you pick up on upon smelling this beer. Now, not looking forward to this, but here we go. there's the clove. At first, there's a sweetness to it, along with a very balanced bitterness, and then the clove kicks in, and I'm sorry, I don't like it. That being said, if you're a fan of wheat beers, maybe you'd like it. If you are like me and you tend to stay away from wheat beers, I'd leave this one on the shelf. That being said, have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. That's the review of Flying Dog's Biere de Garde.